G'day guys, welcome back. My name is Wildkard. If you would like to support me, just subscribe, help me a lot. Super Rugby Round 10 Super Round, Blues versus Honduras in Melbourne. This was, to say that this was an improvement from the Drua is like an understatement. This was excellent performance by the Honduras. The Blues go into this game stacked with All Blacks players. They had All Blacks players on the bench. That's how stacked the Blues were. Beauden Barrett was on the field, and the Blues was heavily favored to win this game. Coming in at the top of the ladder, the Honduras only had one win this year against the Rebels early in the rounds, and they were struggling going into this game. The lineouts were really poor leading into this game. The kicking game was non-existent going into this game, almost non-existent. They just run the ball, whilst Honduras had really good running game. This game, they really built on that and added those good set pieces from the lineouts. I'm really happy for them. The lineouts really worked out. The scrummaging actually worked quite good for them when the referee wasn't interfering with the penalties and stuff. But when the scrums did pack down, they did look very strong. And also the kicking game, the added kicking game for the Honduras. They didn't play the kicking game like, you know, the Springboks, high balls. They did the Fijian style. They knew what they were good at. They knew they were good at scrappy game. They knew they were good at with speed on the wing. So they put a lot of those little chipped kicks behind, down on the wing, and having the chasers pressure that ball. It's like completely different strategy. Something that, yeah, we quite frankly haven't seen from, you know what you might call tier 1 teams that much. You know, just the lot of the play style nowadays is about high balls, long balls. You know, kicking the ball out in, you know, if you do a grabber kick, you want to put it out into the sideline sort of thing. But the Honduras, they put the ball behind, just little grabber behind on a bit of an angle, and just get that winger to pressure that kick and try to recoup it. And it has worked out really well against the Honduras. Big turnaround this week. And I do have to say, big thumbs up to Dolo Koto, the hooker from the Honduras. Last week, 2 weeks ago, the last game the Honduras played, I thought he was letting his team down. Just really basic line-out options that he was not able to execute. The throw, this game only one line-out that was not straight, and it was more like an issue with the timing with the jumper who wasn't able to catch the ball. But he was excellent this game. The lineouts looked really good, and he was able to score a try as well, being in support positions. And yeah, I thought it was clearly show that he worked over the last couple of weeks on that lineout, and it's paid off. It's really starting to show. So the Honduras in this game, on top of the kicking, also brought their old school hard hitting, just good solid defense. You know, if you get hit hard enough, you are, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, nothing better than just you know, hitting your opponent really hard and having them struggle to get off the ground. Beauden Barrett copped a really big one, and the entire stadium was just like, ooh, that was really good. It's a really big hard hitting from the Honduras. Good defense. The Blues basically threw everything they had at the Honduras and was not able to score tries as much as they like. They was snuffed out their opportunities again and again due to Honduras. Really good old school hard hitting defense, and really good offers from the Honduras as well. As always, really good attacking, and they looked threatening when they did get the opportunity. For the Blues, like I just mentioned, they threw everything at the Honduras. They looked visibly frustrated at times. Second half, they were under a lot of pump, under the pressure a lot. First half, the Blues had definitely the dominant side on the field, but they was frustrated not able to score as many points as they would like. Many of the opportunities were snuffed out. Second half, the Honduras actually had the upper hand over the Blues. Were able to put quite a lot of pressure on the Blues. The Blues were really lucky to hold on. Got a yellow card as well for the Blues. They were just under so much pressure, giving away repeated penalties. Ended up getting a yellow card. Hoskins Sotutu got lucky not to get a yellow card himself, taking out one of the Drua guys in the air after the referee literally said no more penalties. he literally immediately gives one away within minutes of their warning by taking a player in the air. And referee Paul Williams, he's a Kiwi. I thought this was a bit weird as well, to be honest. I thought, why didn't they just use an Australian referee? Because that would be a neutral referee, right? They used Paul Williams, who's clearly a New Zealand referee. And it did show a little bit of bias, I thought, against the Blues and against the Honduras, actually. So the Blues got away with a few things I thought was quite weird. So the scrummaging, the referees just didn't seem like he wanted to take anything from the scrummaging. Like, he didn't want to repack the scrum. So there was a lot of, like, Fijian just getting the timing wrong in the engagement, and the referee is just straight up, short arm, and then start giving out penalties as well. So yeah, it was like, I thought that was a bit too harsh for for Paul Williams. Didn't even give an opportunity for the team to reset. Also, there was one opportunity where Honduras, the Blues were attacking, and they threw like a loose ball on the ground, and the Honduras number 9. He used to play for the Rebels. I keep forgetting. I think it was number 9. Matavalu. I think it was number 9. But anyway, he scoops up the ball, right? And then he basically was free. There was no one in front of him. And then he just like chipped the ball ahead, right? Imagine, the Blues were attacking. There was a loose ball. The Enduro player scoops it up. Basically open field in front of him. He chips the ball ahead. And might have been Hoskins to Tutu, tackles him from behind without a ball. I thought that should be a penalty. That should have been a penalty, and Paul Williams just let him play because he was clearly ahead of everyone else going to get away. He was going to be the first one to the ball, and then he gets tackled from behind after he's already kicked the ball. I thought that was really, really poor from the referee. Should have called that a penalty, maybe even a yellow card for that, because I thought that was really, really poor there. And there was another incident where basically the what do you call it? So Hoskins to Tutu taking a play in the air, no yellow card, despite the referee giving multiple warnings for the Blues. He literally the referee just had a conversation with the Beauden, who's playing captain, by the way. That had no more penalties, and he gives away a penalty and didn't get a yellow card. It was really, really weird there. And I think there was another thing that was really weird decision by the referee. Let me quickly have a look through my notes. Yeah, so it was just that's pretty much the. I thought those decisions I thought was a little bit. I don't know. I thought that was a bit weird, to say the least. I mean, it's a Kiwi referee. I felt like he was leaning towards the Blues quite a bit there in the game. In the game there, so 2 really big opportunities. That was kind of just I thought that the Blues could have got more than 1 yellow card in this game, to be really, really frank. Overall, the Blues won 5 tries to 2. The Honduras really mounted a good second half, much better than the first half. The first half they were under the pump quite a lot, but the second half they really managed to get themselves back. Beauden Barrett, we have to talk about Beauden Barrett, right? Beauden Barrett, his goal kicking was 100% this game. I was super, super, super impressed. This is something that has been like a monkey on his back. Has been criticized last year in the international test series for missing goal kicks, and he got dropped from goal kicking where his brother Jordy Barrett took over goal kicking for the All Blacks. He was dropped essentially from the fly half to fullback in 2019 because he's goal kicking, and to see him get 100% this game after just start kicking again last week, getting himself back into that confidence, I was super impressed. This is like the Beauden that you want to see go into the World Cup. This is somebody that can take your team into a Rugby World Cup win. Like this sort of form, if Beauden doesn't get injured, this is looking really, really good for the All Blacks. Beauden is one of those players with so much flair, so much confidence. He brings that to players around him as well. It's just really, really a huge day. I think this was like one of the most important things that was on display today. Beauden Barrett's goal kicking. And there was one of the goal was literally from the sideline, and he slots it dead down center. And yeah, really good. He's clearly put a lot of work into that, and really showed. And yeah, so that's big thumbs up for Beauden. And I guess if you're an All Blacks fan, you must be pretty happy about that. Quickly go through the match stats. 413 run meters for the Blues. The Blues were already like dominating the run meters at halftime. The Blues was 265 run meters to the Drua 131. So in the second half, the Drua really caught up with the run meters with their opportunities. Turnovers conceded though for the Blues, 17 turnovers for the whole game. At halftime, already conceded 9. The Drua conceded 4 turnovers at halftime and 10 at full times. Tackle count, the Blues 188, 13 missed tackles, quite good there. That's actually so the Drua 91 tackles, made 15 missed tackles. Just so you know, the Drua second half was much better in defense as well. At halftime, they've already given out 11 missed tackles, so only 4 missed tackles in the second half of the Drua. So really good effort there as well. Finally, the Lionel lost only 1. The Drua much better than the previous week, where there was like 70%, it was like 60-70% Lionel losses, where they just basically get to a point where they don't do lineouts anymore. So massive improvements there. Really impressive. And also the kicking game, 21 kicking game to the 11. So they actually play more kicking than the Blues, but I think that's a strategic thing that the Blues try to do. They kind of just wanted to put the pressure on with their running game. They kind of like it looked like a direction by the Blues to not play the kicking game this week for whatever reason. But the Drua definitely showed those grabber kicks behind really worked out quite well for them. A penalty conceded, 12 penalties on each side, 1 yellow card for the Blues. Really lucky to not get multiple yellow cards, which I thought should have been the case this game. Yeah, really weird they didn't put an Australian referee. I still think that's quite a weird decision from Super Rugby, but that is what it is. So the game starts. The AJ Lamb goes in for the first try for the Blues. The Blues look really dominant right from the get-go. Basically, the Drua actually was like attacking. There was the Blues defense was putting a lot of pressure on the Drua at the start. So he was looking at the Drua was actually going backwards a bit from their own attacking play. And one of the passes was just went loose on the ground. AJ Lamb scoops it up, runs like 50 meters. First try on the ball for the Blues. The Drua strikes back, only 2 minutes. Respond with one of those grubber kick I've been talking about. So there was just a nice little grubber kick behind the Drua attacking towards the sideline. The winger runs up, scoops up the ball, and then as he's getting taken out, throws the ball in field to the hooker. Dolo Koto gets it, runs in for the first try for the Drua. He was super happy, and it was starting to look really good. And then the Blues kind of get themselves back on the field a bit. They play a bit of a kicking game here to test the waters, but they kind of started to realize they wanted to play a different style. They don't want to kick too much of the ball away, so they tidied that up. On the 19th minute, the Blues gets their second try on the board. What happened here? Yeah, so the Blues had an opportunity for a line out. They set up the maul. Just the Blues, the maul actually was defended quite well by the Drua, but the ball comes out. They threw a ball to AJ Lamb that just ran at the 10 channel at full speed. He gets really close. The ball comes back out quickly from the ruck. They just threw it to the short side, and the big lock, Derry, who set up the maul, gets the ball, dots the ball down into the corner for the Blues. That was a really nice set play for the Blues. And then on the game kind of like just slowed a lot. The Drua was under a lot of pump for the remainder of the first half. And the Blues were just not able to score, just running into the wall. It was really good effort by the Drua. Finally, it took about 35 minutes before the Blues finally managed to put a crack into the Drua defense. There was another 5-meter line out. It looked like the maul was defended quite well. One of the players was penalized for lifting the Blues defender. So then the Blues basically, I think they took like a quick like crossfield kick for this one. But anyway, there was quite a few penalties starting to build up against the Honduras, really close to the try line. They get a warning. And finally, the Blues sets up another line out. They set up a what do you call it? A dummy maul. The ball pops it back out to, I think, their lock. Just big strides, crash it onto the line, just short. And then the Blues just piled on the bodies, pick and go. And Renata, he goes over a player on the ground, basically dives through the rock, goes under. You can't actually see the ball here, but the referee says he can see the ball on the field and issues a try. 36 minute, and that's the halftime score. 3 tries to the Blues, 21 points to the 1 try to the Honduras, 21 points to 10, and Drua had the penalty kick as well. So that was the halftime score, 21 points to 10. Second half starts, the Honduras came out kind of like getting on the receiving end for the Blues. The Blues were just pounding the Honduras line. And then eventually, like I said, there was a loose ball by the Blues. The Honduras, number 9, scoops up the ball. He kicks the ball downfield and gets tackled behind. I thought this was a penalty for sure, and maybe even a yellow card. But yeah, the referee just says play on. This was really, I thought this was a pretty poor decision there. And then a few minutes later, on the 46th minute, the Honduras gets another penalty. They've been finally getting an opportunity, some time inside the Blues half after just getting like on the receiving end for pretty much the last 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. They opted for another 3 points, 21 points to 13. The Honduras slowly get themselves back onto the field. On the 50th minute, the Honduras were just attacking again, and Rico Ioane, this guy is, I don't think he's human. He reads the play perfectly and he intercepts the ball, right? And just get this. He catches the ball on the fly and he just takes off. Like he literally just, it looked like he ran 60 meters in like 6 seconds or something, like 5 seconds. He was so quick. Like the Honduras, no one was even close to him. He put like 20-30 meters on the Honduras like chase defenders, like chasing him, like instantly. It was insane how quick this guy was. And to top it off, right, not only that he was so quick, he was just effortless. It looked like he was flying. It was effortless, just gliding on the grass. And then also, he scores his try. He ran 60 meters, completely like wasted everyone by like 40 meters, right? Like completely flown down the field. He wasn't even breathing, bro. Like, I kid you not. He wasn't even like gasping for air or anything. He was just like, he started like miming, looking like he made like a gesture like he's reading through like the playbook. And he's just like, not even breathing hard, man. Like, I don't even know if this guy's human. Like, I was like mind blown, bro. Like, I could not believe how good Rico Ioane was. Like, that was not like, that didn't even look like human. Like how fast he was, and to just get to score this try, not even breathing. Like honestly, he did not look like he just sprint 60 meters and absolutely destroyed everyone in the foot race. He looked like he just walked onto the field and put the ball down. It was insane. This intercept try was absolutely one of those moments like you couldn't believe it. Like it was so good, you couldn't believe your eyes. This was incredible. And then a few minutes later, on 57th minute, the Honduras finally spill back some more pressure, gets their second try on the board. They set up they try to go for a maul themselves. The maul was a bit messy. It gets like collapsed near the sideline, and then the ball comes out. They pass the ball to the big winger. He just absolutely pounded into the defensive line and gets himself reaches over, gets himself the try. So Retave, this was a powerful run for Retave, gets in for the try for the Honduras. And then finally the Blues the Honduras kept on pushing the pressure. the Blues was under the pump still for the pretty much the remainder of the game, actually. Carl Tuinukuafe gets a yellow card for repeated penalties. And finally, the Blues were... the Blues gets one last opportunity on 64th minute. They get a... they get a line-out in, and they threw it's pretty much a very similar kind of move from what the Endurance just did. They get the line-out in, and they just get a short ball off the line-out to AJ Lamb, which just crashed onto like the 10-12 channel, and just powerful running, pumps himself through, gets in for the try. Look really good, AJ Lamb here. Second try for him of the evening, and that was the last try the Blues scored. And on the dying minutes, the Endurance tried to recoup one last point before the game ended. And no, not able to do so, and that's the way the game ended. The Blues, 35 points to 18. 5 perfectly converted tries. And Riku Ioane, can someone please check if he's actually human? That was, questionable. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. I do really appreciate it. Have a good one, and see you guys a bit later for the Reds versus Hurricanes match. Cheers.